Well, hello, influencers around the world. Hello and welcome. Welcome to another episode behind the screen business confessions with your girl, Anika Cohen. I'm super excited. I am super excited that we get to connect once again to have real, raw conversations to motivate and support leaders to keep going, even with challenges. Keep going in your business and striving on this journey. And so we welcome you to this platform. We welcome you to this channel. If you are new, hello and welcome. Go ahead and subscribe so you can be notified of our upcoming episodes. And I'm looking forward to, again, having a conversation with you about today's conversation. So listen, I am super excited because I have a sister friend coming on the show, sharing her story, her message, her strategy. We connected on social media, and I've been on my journey for 8 years now. So, literally, since the beginning of my journey, we connected on social media. We've supported one another. And so, I'm super excited that I have this platform to share with other leaders around the world, to share their story, to share how they're able to persevere and strive, even with those challenges that we all face. One thing that we all have in common is life can have its challenges, and we never know what those challenges are going to look like, but we choose to say yes and persevere through it all. So I'm super excited to have a guest on our show. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to bring to the stage, okay, Miss Erica Harris. Hello, sis, and welcome to Behind the Screen Business Confessions. Hello and
Hey,
welcome.
thank you for having me.
Absolutely. It is a pleasure to have you here with us. So, listen, we're going to get right into our conversation on
Okay.
today. So, tell us, who is Erica?
Erica, Lady Erica Lynn. I am the champion woman, and I'm always representing the champion woman lifestyle. I am a motivational speaker. I am a mother of two. I am a mother of a Grammy nominated son who just got nominated 2 days ago. And so I'm a mother of,
Here,
yes,
congratulations.
thank
Absolutely proud mother.
Yes, thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm also a woman who is growing into a new woman after losing two parents. So that has changed my life completely.
Mhm,
Um, I have stopped, the entrepreneurship when I was caring for my parents because I was working full time, trying to run a business and care for my parents at the same time. So it was a little bit much. So I decided to take a step back. And I
mhm,
haven't actually come back yet. I'm still trying to figure out and navigate life without having two parents. So
mm,
that's where I'm at. I don't think that God is not through with me yet. Um,
mhm,
he has some healing for me to do. He's still healing me. He's
mhm,
still um, created in me the boldness, the fearlessness that I once had before. And so
mhm,
all of that is starting to come back, but it's slow. It's a slow process.
mhm,
And I'm not rushing it. I'm just trusting
mhm,
in God totally in every area of my life because we have a habit of praying to God about specific things. But I'm at a place where I'm trusting Him with everything and I'm
mhm,
hearing Him more and more clearly than I ever had before. And
mhm.
so I'm just trying to be obedient to what God is telling me to do. That's my biggest thing. I just want God's best for me, and I want to be obedient to what He is telling me to do. So that's
Yes.
where I'm now. Yeah.
And this is what this show is all about. First and foremost, thank you for your transparency and your vulnerability, being in a space of knowing when to step away is,
Mm-hmm.
first of all, um, I like to say sometimes it's unheard of because everyone sometimes get caught up in I want to be seen, I want to be heard, or I started this business, I don't want to step away from this. I know what God has called me to do, but here is life. And so I commend you for, first of all, your courage and being willing enough to say, I need to take care of Erica. Yes,
Yeah.
your gifts and your callings come without repentance. He's not going to take your gifts and talents away from you. That's still who
Right.
you are, the motivational
Yeah.
queen. That's how she used to say it. Yeah, yes, okay. Just a bundle of energy.
Yeah.
So when we're going through that transition like you are, if you don't mind, I would like if you don't mind sharing how that transition was impactful to you making that decision to say, you know what, now I need to step away. How was that transition?
It was honestly my health that made me say, okay, I had to understand I can't do everything.
Mhm.
And what I wanted and what God calls us to do is to honor your mother and father so your days will be long. And my mother and my father was my number one priority at that
Mhm.
time when I was caring for them. And it was a lot. It was a lot to do. It was a lot that went into making that decision. I knew that if I continued on the way that I was going, I wasn't going to be any good to my clients. I wasn't going to be any good to my family. I wasn't going to be any good to myself. And so I had to, make a decision. I prayed about it and I made a decision to just step away for a little while or until further notice.
Mhm.
Um, I, I had every intention of coming back sooner, but life happens. And I
Mhm.
didn't realize how much, because I lost my mother first. And then the following year, I lost my father. So it was within a
Mhm.
2-year period. Prior to that, I had been caring for them for like 5 to 6 years. So I had to understand not just the 1 to 2 years of my losing my parents, but caring for them those years too. So it took a toll on me. And I had to realize, Erica, you went through a lot. Give
Mhm.
yourself some grace, you
Mhm.
know, to heal. Give yourself some grace to grieve, you know.
Mhm.
I kept going. I kept moving even after my mom's death and take care of my father. But when my father passed, that hit me more harder than
Mhm.
ever. And I'm still dealing with it. It's
Mhm.
grief is something that I have learned that is no expiration date on it.
Mhm.
Um, my mom and dad has always been a staple in my life, been there for me every step of the way. Whenever, whatever I needed, they were there. And to lose both of them, now I'm trying to figure out, what do I do? But I'm so thankful that my mom planted the seed years ago of where my help comes from
Mhm.
and my spiritual life. I was born and raised in the church. And
Mhm.
so I'm blessed to have that opportunity to have two parents that raised me that way, to know that my help comes from God. And they're still leading and guiding me each and every day. But I sometimes get emotional or I forget because I things are happening in life and you be like, why is all this happening at one time? And you start to
Mhm.
question, why can't my life go back to where it used to be? And I had to understand my life would probably never be the same. And my
Yeah.
mom used to always tell me when she was living, she's like, she used to sit here on the couch because I'm living in her house now, living in
Mhm.
my parents' house. And so she used to sit here on this couch right behind me and say, I just miss my mom so much. And her mom passed years ago.
Mhm.
And I never understood it until now,
Right.
how much I miss them. But they lived a long, good life. My mom was 87. My dad was 91. And
Wow.
so, yeah, and left us this house,
Hmm.
um, left us in good hands. And now it's up to me and God,
Right.
God, and for me to follow the steps that God has ordered for me. So
Hmm.
that decision, basically, I'm going to tell you, is it was easy for me because I know that my kids were grown. And
Hmm.
now it's time for Erica to take care of Erica.
I know
So,
that's right.
yeah,
Put yourself on the calendar.
I, yeah, I did a lot of stuff. Like, I left my full time job
Hmm.
after my mom passed. I started driving for Lyft and Uber. I was like, and people would ask me, well, where are you going now? I was like, I'm going to live for once in my life for me
Mm.
and do what I want to do.
Right.
And wherever God takes me, that's where I go, So I'm doing fine. I'm doing okay.
Hmm. That's all we can do. We have to
Yeah.
acknowledge our feelings. We have to acknowledge our feelings. And the one thing that I like that you're sharing is the vulnerability through it all to make the decision. That takes courage to even make those decisions. Being a caregiver, to say, you know what, although these things have transpired, I'm going to not rush this process, because you said
Mhm.
it was not hard for you to make the decision. You just made the
Mhm.
decision knowing that this is best for you. And
Mhm.
that's where a lot of people get stuck because,
Mhm.
well, all of the what ifs, and
Yeah.
that could sometimes consume you.
Yeah.
And so for you to be in a position to know, accept your decision, that's a nugget. Learn to accept your decisions, people.
Yes.
Accept your decisions, knowing that you made the right decision for yourself. If
Mhm.
you are even considering taking a break for yourself, your mental
Mhm.
well-being.
Mhm.
Um, yes, because she had clients, and again, that's commendable, because you don't want to project. She
No.
was a coach, so you don't want to project on your clients. They can
Mhm.
feel that energy.
Mhm.
So I mean, you are just giving some good nuggets, regardless if you that's your intent or not, honey. I can take a learning curve from everyone's story, because you should be wanting to be, okay, what can I gain from this experience? I know it's
Mhm.
teaching me something. It may not feel good, you know what I mean? So
Right.
I got a question for you, because
Okay.
so how how do you how did you respond to setbacks before this transitioned in your life, concerning the loss of your both of your parents within 2 years? That is major.
Mhm.
We call that trauma in the counseling field. That would be something that is very traumatic, when we talk about death in itself. But to have your parents, who you were both active in their life, that will be considered trauma. So we talk about that grief, before this transpired. How did you deal with setbacks, and how was that different from how you deal with them today?
I felt that prior to my parents passing and when setbacks came, I felt like I was stronger then
Mm-hmm.
and I was able to bounce back quick. I had so much belief in myself.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I think that came with, having a support system around me at that time. I had my mom and dad. My mom and dad had my back. My
Right,
kids,
right.
like everybody believed in me. And now, honestly, the setbacks come. I don't care what it is. I mean, I had a setback this morning. Went to go get in my car to start my day, pushed the button, didn't start. I'm like, oh. And so when things like that happen, Anika, and
Mhm,
I can honestly say that this is not the first time, but when things in life start to happen for me now, I have anxiety about it.
mhm,
I worry about it too much. It's like, how am I going to do this? Why?
mhm,
Why is this always happening to me? Why is it that I can't get back on my feet? And I'm just always questioning why. You
mhm,
know, and when is things going to start to turn around for me? And so I handle it better back then than I do now. And I think it's
Mhm.
because back then, like if my car broke down, Dad, um, my car not starting, what to do, and he would be there for me.
Right.
Whether
Right.
it's physically, emotionally, financially, he was always there. And now I don't have that.
Right.
And I'm
Mhm.
in a place right now where I'm like, I sometimes I say, and my friends, my closest friends that know me, they said, stop saying that. It's like, 'cause
Mhm.
I said, I don't have anybody. I'm by
Mhm.
myself out here. I'm trying to navigate this thing without help. And they always tell me, stop saying that because you have help.
Mhm.
So I think that just came along with losing the parents, losing
Right.
the grief, and having the belief in myself to know, Erica, you're gonna be fine. You know what
Yes.
I mean? And so it's different. So that's what God is working on me on now. It's like he's pouring back into my life, trying to
Mhm.
get me back to that energetic, fearless, hopeless, hopeful,
Yes.
motivational speaker, the motivational queen, that type of person,
Yes.
It's still there. It's still
Right.
there. I just
Right.
don't know what it is gonna take for it to push it out, you know?
Mhm.
Um, it's a process, though. It's a
I was
process.
about to say, day by day, minute by minute, hour by hour,
Mhm,
sometimes I forget the day, just minute by minute,
mhm,
and because we all have those intrusive thoughts,
mhm.
that pop in our head, and what's next, and
Yeah.
can't handle anything else. But when we
Mhm,
can acknowledge that thought and then redirect it, immediate, like you said, God is with you. That is minute by minute.
mhm.
Me reassuring myself
Yeah.
daily that God is my strength. He is my comfort.
Mhm,
And although your major support has, transitioned, God still has your closest friends here,
mhm.
to be a voice, to be a listening ear, people that you can trust, although, your major support has transitioned.
Mhm.
So that's a part of grief. And that's a
Yeah.
part of, again, learning to adapt to a different way of living now that they are gone. That's not going to happen
Right.
overnight, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
And that's what I had to understand too. Is like I had to understand grief has no expiration date on it.
yes.
And I've had a couple of friends that I had to let go because they told me, "Oh, you're not over that by now." You would think
Oh,
that,
wow.
yeah. So it's I'm telling you, it's everything is just open. My eyes are so open to
Hmm.
see what's true and genuine, you know.
Hmm.
So yeah, you're right. I have the number one person in my life, and that is God. And without
Yes.
him, I will not fail. So
You better say it again. Okay, you will not fail.
I will
Okay,
not fail.
I touch and agree with you on that.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, this will grow you.
Mm-hmm.
This will grow you. This will be something that you will be able to share how
Absolutely.
you made it through it.
Yes.
Because I just believe in my spirit. Sometimes it tested your sanity.
Mm-hmm.
So God has kept you. And I
Oh,
think that is in every sense of the word, kept your sanity, kept your mind, kept you together,
yes, ma'am.
And so I believe that you are to be celebrated because of what people may not know, what you suffer behind closed doors during this transition. And I
Mm-hmm.
believe that God placed people in my spirit for a reason. And when he does that, I just go with the flow. So I'm excited that you said yes, because I was aware of everything that took place,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, okay, I don't some people are grieving. People
Yeah.
grieve in different ways. I know that as a counselor, so it's like, okay, I want to respect her time. I don't want to be intrusive.
Right.
And so when you did accept it, I was like, okay, God, I heard you,
Mm-hmm.
so I just thank you for even accepting the invitation to be a part of the Influencer on the Rise Brunching Gala, because you have definitely made a mark in the in marketplace. You know, I've seen your growth from the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
And although life has happened, you know, for you to be taking steps forward should be commended.
Yeah.
So thank you for your yes. That's
Oh,
what I'm
thank you.
saying. Thank you for your
Thank you for,
yes.
I thank God for allowing him to put me on your heart
Oh
to share
yes.
with me,
Oh
and this
yeah.
is what I needed, honestly, after
Hmm.
even just listening to myself, this is what I need. I
Hmm.
need this push, this encouragement, to share
Hmm.
my story, to share my testimony, even though I'm still in it. I'm still
Hmm.
to talk about it, and how he has brought me through, so yeah.
Yes. And bringing you through it. You know, I think
Mhm.
that we should talk therapy is good, you know, to be able to talk about your feelings, your thoughts, and how it's affecting you showing up or your
Mhm.
mood or your behaviors. It's good to be able to talk through that. It's when
Mhm.
we isolate and we don't give it words, we don't give it sound, and then it stays and now affects our health, or
Mhm.
it affects our mood. We're now
Yeah.
being more angry,
Yeah.
and that could turn into resentment or bitterness. So,
Mhm. Mhm.
that's a therapeutic in me, guys. It's
Yeah.
just by nature, okay? It's
Yeah.
just what it
Yeah.
is, because we have to practice this. Each and every one of us is not exempt from hardship. And depending on that hardship, it affects each and every one of us differently.
Absolutely.
So yeah, so this is why I love the platform that I have, to be able to shine a light on real authentic journeys, because everything that goes on behind the screen isn't shown on social media. But I think we should talk about how our challenges um do grow us in the midst of us serving others, and how do
Mhm.
we respond to that as leaders. You're still a
Yeah.
leader, you know.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
so it's like, okay, we should talk about this more, so
Mhm.
that way we can normalize these things and not people have to feel like they suffer in silence and still show up,
Mhm.
because you can't lie about energy.
No, you can't.
Mm-mm.
You
So
can't.
okay, this is the little thing that I do. All right, I say I learned and I'm learning, and this is where I want you to fill in the blank. Okay, so I learned, you fill in the blank, and learning, you fill in the blank. Okay, so I'm gonna make the statement and you fill it in.
Okay.
Learned
My voice matters.
and learning.
To trust God fully
Mm,
in every area of my life.
in every area of
Not
my
just
life.
one, not just one area, everything.
Mhm. Yes. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. This has been a great conversation.
Yeah.
Again, I love to just be authentic in the conversation. And so, listen, leaders around the world, this is Erica Lynn, the motivational queen. And I'm super excited that we're going to be celebrating her journey and at the Influencer on the Rise brunch and gala. She is not aware of the award. She has no clue, but she said yes. So, we're excited. So, if you want to be a part of this event, we welcome all leaders around the world. Although we are shining a light on specific leaders, we're here to celebrate each and every one of you who walked through the door, because we know your yes is bigger and greater than you. And we know that challenges come, but you still choose to say yes. And so we thank you for your servitude in our communities around the world. And so, Erica, please tell the listeners how they can connect with you online.
I am still on TikTok.
Yes,
I haven't been posting as much as I should, but as long as it's still up and running, I'm still there with over. I think I have over 30 some thousand followers. I still,
yes, sis.
but, so I'm still on TikTok as Lady Erica Lynn. You can also follow me on Instagram, Lady Erica Lynn, and I'm on Facebook as just Erica Lynn Harris.
Awesome,
Yeah.
awesome, awesome, awesome. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. You can meet us at Influencers on the Rise Brunch and Gala. Okay, it's going down March 25th, March 8th of 2025. Lord Jesus. Okay, so listen, the link is right in the description below. You can go ahead and click and get more details. It's taking place in Richmond, Virginia. So again, I'm super excited about this opportunity. Come on, sis, rep your town. So yes, so I'm excited that again we get to be in the space to celebrate leaders. We never know what people are going through, and so it's good to be celebrated while you can receive those celebrations, those flowers, right?
Yeah.
So if you haven't subscribed, subscribe to the channel. And until next time, influencers, we want you already know, choose to live, choose to be liberated, improve daily, be vivacious, and enlightened.